fill in this imbalance, and then look how we closed. We closed back inside the range. And this goes to show that this was a purge and revert. Price came down to purge sell side liquidity and to fill in this imbalance. So killing two birds with one stone and then reverse. All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Lewis, and this is the channel where I'm just documenting my trading journey. I'm not a guru. I am not a teacher. I am simply documenting my progress as a trader. I've been trading for about 5 months, almost 6 months now, and I'll just say my eye has been open. Can't even explain. I don't even know what to say, honestly. I really don't. Stuff is about to get really different. I'll explain everything as we get into the video, but first and foremost, if I look tired, it's because I am recording this video first thing in the morning. I was supposed to record this last night, but I had a call yesterday with a trader who has way more experience than I do, and he kind of opened up my eyes to the markets. I'll just say that I obviously have to study more because I'm not gonna just understand everything off of one call with him, even though it was some sort of a paradigm shift, you could say. That's the first thing. Second thing I want to say is thank you so much for the amount of support that we've been getting on the YouTube channel. We're growing like crazy, honestly. I believe yesterday we went from 740 to about 765, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check right now just to make sure. I can't thank anybody else but you. You're making this possible. 766. That is a crazy gain in just one day. Road to 1K is coming up very soon. I'm just thankful for the opportunity and for the fact that you're finding some type of value in my content. Like I said, I just want to make it as realistic as possible to give somebody a real guide or a real expectation of what it takes to become a successful trader. I am nowhere near where I want to be as a trader, but I know that with the amount of work that I'm putting in, it's only a matter of time, especially after the conversation I had last night. It is getting crazy, and man, I don't even know what to say, honestly. I really don't. This journey is getting crazy, and I love it, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you send this to somebody who is also on their trading journey, and if you are on your trading journey, let me know in the comments below how everything is going. This week was an eye-opener in a sense of I started off very well, and then it just started crumbling down on the next 2 days, but that conversation last night really opened up my eyes to what I was doing wrong, and I already know that this upcoming week is going to be completely different. I haven't even looked at the news drivers and see how the week is going to be shaped, but I'm just thankful to God for everything that has happened in my life. If you're looking for a quality PC build with the best parts available in the market, make sure you check out Tektronix.com. They are the sponsor of the series, and if you use the discount code RTFLV, you will get 10% off at checkout. It is something that I put together for you guys. I'm working with Michael to bring even more value to you so that you guys get benefits just for supporting me. Everything comes with a 1-year warranty, and you can even customize your build. And if you want to get in contact with them, head to their website, go to the contact us section, send them a message in order to get quoted on your build. Michael will make sure to streamline your process and make it as simple as possible, so make sure you check that out and follow them on their socials because they have a lot of stuff that Michael has been talking to me about that's coming out very soon. Let's get into the YouTube video. Let's get into how this week went. I learned a lot, but I think it'll be best if I just go straight to the charts and let's get this over with. So yeah, this is the week that we ended up having. If you like the new colors of my charts, I'll put it in here for you just so that you guys could take it away. In the canvas, I have solid, and then the color, this is the color of the background, is literally a black background, but these are the settings. And then if you go to the symbols, these are the settings on my symbols, and you can see it's all white candles. This is transparent, or the opacity is 0. It matches the background, and then border and the wicks are just gray. It's the 5th gray. This is the new color. I like it. I enjoy it. It looks very fire. But yeah, let's get into the video. Monday I said I wasn't gonna trade, but Monday ended up giving a really good setup. Price action moved very smoothly, and as you can see here, I'll explain it. I didn't see this. I only saw this after the conversation I had last night, but basically on Monday I took 2 positions. I ended up losing on both positions. I entered early, way too early, way before the 9:30 open, which distracted me from that quality setup. Had a bunch of other stuff here. It was just unnecessary stuff that I didn't notice because I wasn't paying attention to what I was basically told yesterday. And like I said, if you pay attention to the range that was created on Friday, you can see we had this high. I'm sorry for all the other drawings, but I'll try to zoom in so that you guys can see it. So you guys can see this is the high from Friday, or Thursday, my fault. And then this is the low from Thursday. So we had this, and then we also had this buy side imbalance. So on Friday, what we ended up doing, we ended up opening inside the range, going up a bit, and then we ended up going down, taking sell side liquidity from that Thursday, filling in this imbalance from Wednesday. As you can see here, I'll even grade it for you. We didn't even touch the consequent encroachment of this buy side imbalance, which goes to show that there's a lot of strength in the market. I wish I would have known what I know now and would have been paying attention to the daily and the weekly more, especially for this week, because the weekly and the daily were very informative. But as you can see, we came down, took out sell side, filled in this imbalance, and then look how we closed. We closed back inside the range, and this goes to show that this was a purge and revert. Price came down to purge sell side liquidity and to fill in this imbalance, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and then reversed or reverted. It was gonna be very simple, especially if you go on on the 1 hour. So as you can see here, 1 hour, this is that range from Thursday. Price came down on Friday, filled in that imbalance, and then started to head back higher. So after that, you could expect bullishness, especially on Monday, and I should have noticed this, but as you can see here, we were coming up Friday, and then we had a consolidation Monday. So Monday was very clear that there was a consolidation, manipulation, distribution. So consolidation, manipulation, distribution. I don't remember if there was news on Monday. I don't think there was news on Monday. If I mark out the open, this is the opening price on Monday. We ended up coming down below opening price on Monday, taking out sell side liquidity, and then we still had that high from Thursday, which could have been my target, but I wasn't really paying attention to. As you can see here, we ended up coming up and taking that sell side liquidity, or that buy side liquidity. As you can see here, there's liquidity on the buy side that we didn't get to, but it ended up going up and taking that out. After this buy side imbalance, the high from Friday was taken, so we could expect bullish for the rest of the week until we got to Thursday, because Thursday could be a reversal, and it was a reversal. Either way, I should have seen this. We came down, we had a very good entry. As you can see here, we had a optimal trade entry on Monday as well. If you use the bodies to measure the fib, price ended up coming back down, optimal trade entry Monday, and taking off. Now I can't remember if there was SMT on this day, but there was a very good buy that you could have seen right there. So yeah, that's what happened Monday. I didn't take that trade. And then we have Tuesday, which Tuesday was my best trade, honestly, and I'm just using this to show you guys what's really going on. So we get into Tuesday, clear consolidation, manipulation, distribution. We had buy side liquidity from Monday. We had a daily bullish order block, as you can see, came down to touch it, and I believe you also had optimal trade entry. You can see optimal trade entry, golden zone on Monday. We also had consolidation, manipulation, distribution. You could have targeted that high from Monday. On Tuesday, which was textbook, it was so good. And then Wednesday, I believe we had FOMC, if I'm not mistaken, on Wednesday. Let me just show the trade that I took on Tuesday, because this was my best trade this week, honestly. And my problem was, after I took this trade on Tuesday, was that one, I didn't look to hold to these highs because I wasn't paying attention to the ranges. Obviously we had left that wide open, but if you look here, I only was really paying attention to this high in the morning until the afternoon when we had this. I think on Tuesday I entered off of this change in the state of delivery after these down close candles were taken. Even more sniper of an entry would have been if I waited for this when price came back down into this order block and then just took off. That would have had, I would have had no risk after that. But I believe this was also an SMT with ES, and I just waited until price came out to these highs, and I got out on these highs. The screenshot already popped up. And then in the afternoon session, so I waited until 1:30, and then after 1:30 I noticed that this is what I saw on the 5-minute, and I remember exactly what happened. I ended up placing my buy limit as this candle was forming, and I didn't wait till it formed 100%, but it ended up tripping me in and then just ended up taking off. But I was still bullish because I saw these highs up here, and I said maybe we could reach for those highs. That is what I took. But if I would have noticed that from the beginning, I would have just held this full position, because I ended up closing this position around here, and then this was a different position. So I should have just held it up to here through lunch. I was taking my partials. And also what I should have done as well was grade from this low, the high. I did take profits at the perfect range, because you want to take profits at the 75% of the fib if you graded it this way, because at the 75% of the fib, it could either retrace or just reverse. But as you can see here, we got to the 75% of the fib. It also went into the lunch hour and then ended up having this retracement, which on the higher time frame, I don't remember if it was just going down to fill in an imbalance. I can see this right here came down to fill in an imbalance, this imbalance, and then it consolidated a bit more and then just took off. So either way, I did take profits at a very good target, but I should have just been a partial and then left the rest running, honestly. And then if I saw this later on, I could have got into that with risk in mind. But yeah, it was my best trade of the week. That's the best way that I could really put it. Now let's get into Wednesday. So Wednesday was FOMC. For some reason, I had checked my economic calendar and I didn't notice that there was FOMC, which was a downfall in itself. But yeah, I should have just waited for FOMC on this day instead of traded. And if I was going to trade, I saw this happening at 8. I saw that price came down, made this low, and then had this big up candle, basically breaking structure with this high right here, and then coming down to refill this imbalance. But it was a balanced price range, so it bounced off of that. I could have took that long from here up to this buy side liquidity from Asia, but for some reason I was like, let me just wait till 9:30. I waited till 9:30, and then there's usually gonna be chop in the morning before FOMC, so I should have just waited for that. And as you can see here, I believe there was SMT between ES and NQ, and the move for the day was a short. And later on in the afternoon, and you could have took a long, but targeting this internal range liquidity right before the market closed. So I do know a couple people who ended up taking that long on Wednesday, but for me, I just should have known that FOMC was this day and not took a position in here, because I just ended up getting chopped. And then I believe believe I ended up taking a long position somewhere around here after taking the sell side liquidity, which just didn't make sense because as you can see here, we ended up taking the high from the previous day. So what was best to target was internal range liquidity with this low, and then we also had the consequent encroachment of this sell side imbalance targeting the other side of the range, but price ended up going higher, and that was aftermarket. So aftermarket, this was very interesting because this day was crazy. As you can see here, aftermarket, we ended up skyrocketing to all-time highs once again. So I should have noticed this when we got into the market, but I was very impatient on this Thursday. This Thursday was the best day of the week, as you can see. After going 3 days, if I go to the daily, as you can see here, the opening range, we ended up just going straight up to the bullish side for all-time highs. It was Thursday, typical reversal day, and we had the classic sell day, honestly, as well. But going up all week, there was just no way we was gonna keep going up without having some type of retracement, and that is exactly what ended up happening. So on Thursday, we came down and took out all this sell side liquidity from the market, and then after we took out this low from Monday and also taking out the previous day low, we ended up coming back up. Very interesting because if I go back to the 1 hour, once again, very clear to me at this point, but we ended up coming up, taking buy side liquidity from the previous day. So I'm not gonna count this because this is technically from Thursday. We ended up taking buy side liquidity, as you can see here, from the previous day, and I'll go into the smaller time frames, but I want you to see it on the 1 hour so you can really see what I saw. What I didn't see, this is what was explained to me, and I ended up seeing it after. But what happened on Thursday was I closed my position by accident. This happened again, and I hate when this happens, and I know everybody's gone through this, but I closed my position on Thursday, and since I had lost on Wednesday, I said if I lose one position on Thursday, I'm just gonna take one trade for the day, and then I was just gonna watch. I didn't even trade on demo, and I ended up closing my position by accident, so that was my one trade for the day. So I ended up missing all this, but I ended up seeing it. I was watching this happen. I'm happy that I didn't break my rules, but this was a very good day to trade, honestly. So easy as well, and you could just see it, right? So there was news on Thursday, and it kind of tipped his hand, but as you can see, we took out the external range liquidity on Thursday with the all-time high, and then we ended up coming all the way down. And if you didn't catch the short, it's fine because we never came out to take out these lows from Tuesdays as well, so you could have targeted that. And then you also had Monday's low down here, which was never taken either. So this is just generated liquidity right here with these 3 days, so that could have been the target. That was kind of obvious what they were doing with this day, so you could have easily gotten up here after the turtle swoop and then rolled this move all the way down. But if you didn't even catch the move right before the news, you could have had this entry later on. So you can see here, after we had this big sell side imbalance, we broke structure and we came back up to the sell side imbalance and then sold off. That is the model 2022 for ICT, but there's an overlap of models here. You also had a balanced price range right here, which price came back up into and then reversed from. You can see the bodies respecting. You also had a breaker with this last down close candle. This was a breaker. You also had this breaker, which you can see it ended up respecting, and if I'm not mistaken, you also had the optimal trade entry. Yeah, I got into the 62, which is optimal trade entry. Multiple models on this day. This was very good price action for anybody to study, and I'm just upset that I didn't catch this move because this would have changed my whole week. So had a big win on Tuesday, then we ended up having a loss on Wednesday and a loss on Thursday. So I basically gave back all the profits that I made on Tuesday, and then we come to Friday. I should have known this as well because Friday, it just made so much sense. So as you can see here, we have the buy side liquidity still left from Thursday, and then Friday we came down and took out sell side from Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So it's only right for price to end up reverting back to the other side of the range, which is this high. So I'm not saying this is not me predicting anything, but I do think we're gonna come out to take this high sometime next week. But I came in and I was taking shorts on Friday. I remember I was thinking, okay, gonna come into this 4 hour imbalance and then it's gonna go lower. There was also news, but if I would have seen this purge and revert, I would have been able to notice. We also came down in London and took out liquidity from Asia and then reverted to take out buy side as well. So I don't know. Actually, I wanted to show you guys what could have been seen on the 1 minute. So Thursday, as you can see here, we were rejecting lows and pushing through the highs. So as you can see here, lows rejected, high pushed through. Low right here, rejected, high pushed through. This right here, low rejected, and then high pushed through until we rejected the high and then started to reverse. But we also had a breaker that was violated. So we had a high, low, higher high, then a lower low, and after this breaker was disrespected, which a breaker block is just an order block. After it gets inverted, you could honestly take a position from there as well. So I didn't take this trade, but somebody in my trading group did. This is what they did, and they ended up taking this position there there and then targeting the lows of Monday, which was all the way down here. And that RR is ridiculous. If you could see this is the RR that they ended up catching. I don't know, I really don't understand. Look at the RR, man. This is crazy. You want to pay the trader, so at 50% of the range you want to take profits. Man, this was a crazy RR. That is what he saw on this day, but we also had the breaker later on that could have been seen. But let me go back to what was going on Friday. So yeah, I took shorts on Friday, but if I would have known this, I would have been taking longs, honestly, because you had already taken this low from the day before, so it was only right for the other side of the range to get hunted now. So I came into here, I saw some equal lows, as you can see here, so I thought maybe it would go up and then come down for the equal lows, taking out those equal lows, and then maybe these two lows here, but didn't make sense for them to do that, especially after this intermediate term low that was formed here. So as you see, two lows on the higher time frames. This is a high resistance liquidity run, so it's not just gonna come back down. This is a protected low as of right now, so I do expect this high to be taken out next week, now depending on how the week looks. But as you can see, big buy side imbalance, came back down into it, and then it's probably just gonna end up going higher. So we'll have to see how it ends up coming out on, when is it, how the week starts off on Monday. But yeah, this is the trading week that I ended up having, man. A lot of information was given to me, and I'm grateful for that because I learned so much just this past week. But this is stuff that I should have seen. This was so clear after it was explained to me by somebody with a bit more experience. So yeah, and then if you're wondering what this is this power of 3 indicator, which shows me the 4 hour. Yeah, that's basically it. So make sure you pay attention to your ranges. It makes a lot of sense. Power of 3 as well makes a lot of sense. Quarterly theory makes a lot of sense now. A range within a range makes a lot of sense. Session liquidities make a lot of range. Daily liquidities, weekly liquidity makes a lot of sense now. So I'm gonna study it even more, but this is the part where I show you guys my results from this trading week. And like I said, started off the week very good and then gave the profits right back and then some, because I took 2 short positions on Friday as well when I should have had longs and targeted maybe the refill of this daily imbalance after I came. But I want to see what the opening price was right here, so the only good entry was in London, really. But that's Friday for you. Friday is just weird. But I was in the market at 9. I could have took a long from there up, and then I don't know, targeted maybe this bearish order block or the medium threshold of the order block, maybe even this buy side imbalance, which is still being respected up here until it blows through it, I believe. So yeah, let me show you what ended up happening now. So yeah, as you can see here, this is the high that I had at the beginning. Well, after Tuesday, I was up $600, $631.38, which was above 1%, and then I ended up giving it back to the market. My worst day was I lost $556, which is just way too much. My best day was $582, which was that day on, when was it? So yeah, as you can see here, I am negative $428 on the 3,000 I was supposed to be making, but I could make that back after this week that I just had and the information that I now understand. I think I'm gonna pass this challenge. I'm very confident in actually passing this challenge. I still have about $1,000 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, basically $1,000 to play with my risk, but I will be trying to get that back up. As you can see here, Tuesday was that day, and then I just ended up going lower and lower. But I have some wiggle space that I could still work with. I should have not lost that day, but my winning percentage is very bad right now, and I think it's still a bad representation of what it is. I did stick more to my trading plan this week. As you can see, I don't know why I took 3 trades on Monday. I think I might have misclicked on one if I'm not mistaken, but I lost $46, so I'm not sure. And then as you can see here, Tuesday was the best day. Wednesday broke my rules, took 3 trades. Thursday, 1 trade. I wasn't gonna let that day on Wednesday determine anything, but yeah, I followed my rules for the next 2 days, but I still ended up losing. I should have not been losing this much, but yeah, I'm gonna get that back. I know that for a fact. After you see stuff like this, especially where one day I could get all this profit back, it's not really something that I even have to worry about. I know I'm gonna get it back. Yeah, these are my numbers. I am negative as of right now, but I guarantee you that I'm gonna pass this challenge. And if I don't pass this challenge, the next one. But I'm not even gonna think that way. I'm gonna pass this challenge. You saw exactly what I was outlining, and you saw what I should have seen, but I didn't see. But now that I have this idea, it's very clear. I will work work very hard this upcoming week. But that is basically all that I have to say for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If this is your first time tuning in, let me know if you learned anything in this video, especially from what I talked about, because I know I definitely learned a lot this week. Thank you so much for the amount of support that we're getting. Road to 1K is on its way. We're going to be at 1,000 subscribers in no time, and it's all thanks to you. Like I said, make sure you tune in next week for the next video. Follow me on Instagram. Let me know if I should continue uploading on TikTok. I've kind of stopped because TikTok is just not pushing my content, but Instagram is, so I've been kind of focused on Instagram and YouTube. Make sure you check out Techtronix.com if you want a quality PC build with the best parts available on the market. Use my discount code RTFLV for 10% off at checkout. It is down in the description, also with the website, and stay tuned for what's to come. I'm going to get out of this drawdown and I am going to pass this challenge, and I am extremely confident for that because I've been given the tools and the wisdom to be able to pass this and to be able to just become a more consistent trader now that I understand what is really going on in these markets. And not to say that I didn't understand it before, but it was just made a lot more clear in the conversation that I had yesterday. So yeah, let's just see how it ends up going. And yeah, I don't want to talk too much more. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.